So if you look at the people we talk about the most as being in control and owning of everything, they received $80 billion and it's ongoing payments still. Not to mention that some people that were involved during that time got rich during that time doing their people in and playing both sides of the fence. So when they separated and they created banking branches in different countries, they did, Roof, to your point, create a pact where no one if you're failing, then I have to lift you up. And to it's a actual religious term for it. I can't think of it right now, but where they have to benefit the entirety of the group and continue to shop with them, even if it is more expensive than the other people. You are correct in that we should be doing that. Uh, the thing is the what is it? Uh, Outside of housing expenses and utilities, the small items that you see most people buy, like say they buy a luxury car, that is a bad purchase. I agree. Most people aren't buying brand new luxury cars. They're buying cars at interest rates that are fucking them. Right. So that is financial illiteracy. I agree. When it comes to luxury items like Gucci and Louis and Prada, most people don't have those things. Most everyday working people do not have those things. And if
Most of
they
that
do,
shit's
it's a
fake,
one off. Yeah,
or
or
it's fake
it's fake.
shit.
Yeah, or it's a one-off expenditure that they treated themselves off for something nice one time. Um, Damn, what was I gonna say? So like with the Alaskan natives, right? They got 1 billion plus 44 million acres, and they have a deal which for every gallon of oil drilled, they have residual payments that come from that. Like
Yep.
during COVID-19, when everything was going on with the Asians, and they got that hate crime bill. What they don't talk about is they shops suffered because people were upset about COVID and didn't go in there. They petitioned the government and got $10 billion to stay afloat.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah, you
like with the
All right,
recent
can I,
with the recent with the recent bill we just tried to pass in California. It just went up for vote last Friday. We have some. I'm not even. It was sabotaged. I'll just say that it was
Yep.
sabotaged. I'm
That's
not
my
even gonna go
point.
into detail.
They can get a hate bill. We can't even get a hate bill. These are like huge obstacles. We need more manpower, or more lawyers, or more politicians. We need more strategy.
what
It's not
You're
going to be
right.
happening just like that.
you are
so
absolutely right.
yeah, can I add something? I've been trying to not to cut nobody off. Somebody said I don't know who it was, but somebody said something about we're not. Why can't we get reparations like the other uh, victims of whatever happened to them? They're no smarter or no better than us. But if you kind of look, if you do a little research on, let's just say, I think somebody brought up. I don't even know if anybody brought up the thing that happened with the Jewish people. Uh, do you know that they were the German people or the German government suggested alternative options? Like there was a discussion, and they didn't want to give immediate repair or immediate repayment at the war. They were trying to do what America did, pretty much to us. They suggested other options. They didn't want to do it, but you know what happened? You know what those people did that were survivors of the Holocaust? They were firm. They were resolute on what they wanted, and they wanted immediate repairs. They didn't want no government assistance. They didn't want no aid, no student loan, whatever the hell it is that suggestions that they try to have. They wanted they check, and they stood on it for a long time, for many, many discussions until they got it. So,
But you remember the
But
Germans lost the war, bro. They ain't
Okay.
have much of a choice.
oh my God.
then
Well,
to add to that, Bruiser, the negotiation for welfare was never a solution, was never a form of reparation. It was never even positioned as that. Nobody said,
It
"Hey,
wasn't for black people.
because we put you in slavery, here's some government assistance." That was not how it was ever positioned or anything like
They
that.
try to
I didn't
pacify
say
us. Is the
I
point.
didn't say it was positioned like that.
Well,
The point I'm trying to
but you
make is whenever
but
you accept, like I said earlier, when you accept a lesser repayment or a lesser term or a lesser deal, people who gave you that deal tend to use that as a way to justify not giving you what you fully should be awarded for.
Go ahead, Rob.
I want to rebut that because that's what you're saying is good, but the context is all wrong. With every race that came to America, they got some sort of welfare. Okay, let's get that straight. Even the Jews. I live in New Jersey, raised in New York. The welfare system is littered with Jewish people and others. Okay, so they get it too. So you can't just say black people are the one that. It's how you use it. They used it in a certain way, and we used it in another way, which was unbeneficial. They used it to their benefit. So everybody got the welfare. Okay. But also, if we're talking about reparations, I'm all for reparations. But what comes after the reparations? Because we got a lot of people who are not, keyword, disciplined.
That's a whole nother topic.
Okay. That falls into reparations because
that's true.
You can give somebody some money. It's what they do with it. You can give everybody $100,000, $200,000, $1 million. But if they waste it all and give it back to that system, what was it for in the first place? I think that's what a lot of people are trying to weigh out. Because if they get this money, what the hell are they going to do with it? Now, we have smart people who will use it to benefit the whole or, move up the ladder or what have you. But there are those who are very undisciplined, will go out and get the new Tesla truck or whatever because they just got the money. You understand? So there's a lot of different things where we are not disciplined.
Bro.
Hey, well, let's ask the question.
Bro, let me ask you. Hold on.
Question. Let's ask the question. I know. I just want to ask the question then because Raw does have a point. Let's ask the question. I'm gonna ask all the chat, and I'm gonna ask everybody on the panel while the chat is answering. We're gonna go through the panel, and all of us gonna answer too. If somebody gave you $300,000 tomorrow in reparations, what would you do with the money? We can start with Bruce.
Hold on. But before we go there, what I want to say was, let's look at this, right? Even if let's say they gave every black person $2 million, right? If only 40% of us do the right thing with that money, are we in a better position as a people?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't worry about who gonna fuck it up. That ain't my problem. You niggas owe it to us. You feel me? Yeah, I know. I really feel like everybody on this panel has a very good head on their shoulders to do the right thing with what they're owed. Right? I can't worry about who gonna fuck it off, but I do know I have a whole set of people that will go and buy up the block, will put the money in the right places and do the right things that's going to overall put us in a much better position. Because you think it ain't dumbass Jewish people out here that got a bunch of money? You know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's on them. I can't worry about what they're going to do. I'm talking about what's owed to me. What's owed to us.
The two biggest arguments I hear in regards to reparations be, one, you didn't work for it, so you don't own it. But those same, if you have that ideology and you believe in inheritance, insurance, survivorship benefits, you're saying something else. Because you're saying everyone else can benefit from what the work their ancestors did except for us and that person. And you need to ask yourself, why are you thinking that way? The second thing is, I can't tell the phone company that I don't think I agree with how they're going to spend my money once I pay them the debt that I owe. I just have to pay the debt. Like those are two biggest arguments. And
I will just say
also
one,
when you
one
really
thing,
truly think about.
Let me just say one thing, the real raw talk, because I wanted to respond to his rebut. Well, the scenario I gave you, or the details I gave you, wasn't related to what happened in America. That's why I was talking about Germany. So those people wasn't using welfare; they actually declined it. I'm not saying that they don't have access to it, or other people or every race don't have access to it. I'm saying that these people didn't want to participate in none of that. They wanted what was owed to them, and they stood firm on it. So they declined any other suggestion for any aid or moral apologies or whatever they tried to offer. They wanted their check and they got their money. I'm saying what I'm saying is if we had that same energy whenever Black Wall Street or anything that was happening to us, if we was just had that same energy to not that we don't want no affirmative action or no grants or no black people loan or whatever. We want reparations. If we had that same energy, I think that would make a difference in the election process of who's going to be up there vouching for us or creating policies and laws for us and getting the ball moving.
I think there are various organizations, and Sweeney's part of one, the ADOS. They stand in firm on what they believe and what is owed, because that's what it is. It's a debt. It's not something to where we're getting a loan for just like a stimulus package. None of that. It's a debt owed. You know, a lot of organizations are doing that. So I mean, I agree with that. And but everybody's standing firm, but we're not being heard. We're not taken seriously. Okay. And a lot of times us being polite and meek, I think that with that history of, okay, every time we have a problem, we're going to march for it. I think that's the thing that keeps people saying, they'll get over it. They'll get over it. They'll just march about it instead of taking it back. Like when the civil rights laws and all these things were passed, they were passed due to riots, unrest. Not because somebody came up there and said, can you pass this law? No. Communities was burning. Businesses that were not ours were burning. Yeah. So they had to, hey, we got to give these people something. We have to pass something because America burned. I think that needs to come into play again. If we're talking about some action and getting what we're owed, because quite frankly,
rephrase. Hold on. Let me just stop you.
We talking about violence, bro?
He's not talking about violence. He's speaking about political action and no violence at all. He is not talking directly about violence in any capacity.
No, but what I'm saying,
I get you, but just
no, I understand, but there are levels, and at the same time, we have to think to ourselves, like, look, if we're not being taken seriously, there are other means, but we're not willing to sacrifice. We have to be willing to sacrifice. You know, pull back from work. Like, imagine every black person not go to work for a week. Everybody call out sick for a week. Let's see how the system acts during that time. You understand what I'm saying? There's different revolutionary ways you can do it, like the bus boycotts. You can try things in that manner, but yeah, I like the alternative. I like what Malcolm was saying. I like that. You know,
what do you think about what do you think about the drugs? You think that people who promote drugs in their music, promote drugs in their any way of promotion and selling it and supporting the marketing of it, you think do you think those people are against their own people, that it actually directly impact whenever it comes to the entertainment or whatever that you push out?
I think in the it got to be in the context. Look, KRS-One was reporting it. You know, these other rappers, they're promoting it. It's a difference of reporting and promoting.
That's a good take. I didn't know. You just taught me something. I know KRS was a very skilled rapper. I didn't know he was. I mean, I know he was against like whatever.
Yeah,
but
you know, he grew up in the Bronx. He knew what time it was.
DJ So Lovely, you there?
Yeah.
DJ, you there?
Yeah, but I believe if you're talking about like people like Rick Ross and those who promote that, like, I'm not for it. I mean, I came up in it. Okay, I came up in the rhyming and the rapping and stuff like that. I was brainwashed at one point, and I do call it brainwashing because that's what it was. Okay, now you look at it, the people are promoting getting high.
I'm here.
All sorts of fallacious actions, and it's ridiculous at this point. I have 2 sons. They don't listen to it. Even though their dad got songs and stuff like that. Nah, you're not listening to that because that's what got me messed up in my 20s. I should be far along than what I was because I got wrapped up in it in my 20s. You understand? It took for me to have my children to break out of that spell because that's what it is. And those who control it, and we all know who controls it, it's not your rappers. Look at who owners. It's the owners.
Maybe a man had to say it.
You know, so yeah, rap is poison at this point.